I just want to walk you through a little bit of the basics of solving by factoring. If you watched the first video, you got a little idea of this, and I just want to kind of explain it in my terms. So the idea being this, that after you've factored, you're going to have a situation that looks like this: two things multiplying to equal 0. Now, if you just think about it, the only way that we can have two numbers multiplied equal 0 is if one of those numbers happens to be 0 already. You can't take two numbers that aren't 0, multiply them together, and then magically here comes 0. One of these things has to be 0. So that's the whole logic behind this. If one of these has to be 0, then either x plus 4, this term, has to equal 0, or this term, x minus 5, has to equal 0. I don't know which one it is, and I don't really care. I just want to write down what my options are, right? So if x plus 4 was the thing that equaled 0, then that's easy to solve. X would have to equal negative 4. And again, that makes sense. Negative 4 plus 4 would give me 0. 0 times this would give me the 0 that I'm looking for, okay? If x minus 5 was the one, then I'd add 5. Add 5, I get x equal to 5. If I put that in, 5 minus 5 is 0. This times 0 would give me 0. So again, all I'm really trying to say is what could x equal to make this true? And these are my two choices. Which one is it? It could be either one, right? We don't know anything else about it. That's the thing about these quadratics, is that we're going to, instead of just getting one answer, we're going to end up getting two answers, right? And that's what we're trying to get at. So if I've given a quadratic in this form, then maybe my first thought is, well, let me try to just go ahead and factor it. So these are two terms that are subtracting. So right away I'm going to think, well, what times self gives me x squared, and that's x times x. And what times self gives me 9? That's 3 times 3. So I make 1 plus, 1 minus. So here's my two things multiplying to equal 0. So either x minus 3 equals 0, or x plus 3 equals 0. And if I add 3, I'm going to get x equal to 3. If I subtract 3 here, I get x equal negative 3. So now if we think about it, if we go back and just kind of look at the equation again, 3 squared, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 9 would be 0. Negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. 9 minus 9 would give me 0. So they both work. Is one better than the other? No. They both are solutions to this. So anytime we see this x squared, we're kind of anticipating that we're going to get two solutions to this. All right. So now when I get to here, I'm looking for, again, to factor this, but it's 3 terms now. So I got to think about factoring with the 3 terms. What multiplies to equal negative 24 and adds to equal 5? And so you can think of a lot of things that multiply to equal 24, but the only combination that adds to equal 5 is positive 8 and negative 3. So either x plus 8 equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. Okay? If we had this, I subtract 8, I'm going to get x equal to negative 8. Here I add 3, I'm going to get x equal to 3. Okay? Now again, I can test this. I can put 3 back in. 3 squared is 9. 5 times 3 is 15. 9 plus 15 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. Same thing with the negative 8. It would work out exactly the same way. So that's the nice thing about these, is that we're not doing anything much different. We're really getting to this form, equal to 0, and then from there, you're setting it up. Now, some of you might wonder, well, can I just jump from here to here? I kind of don't want to do this step. And to be honest with you, that's fine with me. As soon as you become confident enough to understand what the heck we're doing, then you can just jump from here to here, all right? Something like this, I'd like to see it factored first, but as soon as you factor it, if you want to jump to here, that's up to you, okay? Until you understand, you might want to write that step out, but that's the basics for how we're doing here. So hopefully that helps you to do your worksheet here. It's just 6 problems, and I give you a video on how to kind of walk through it. Make sure you've given it a fair try on your own, and good luck.